Hello everyone, I'm the French Monk and yes, we are back with Shokuho, Bannerlord's highly anticipated samurai mod covering the Sengoku period. So last year I made 2 videos on this project, both were more than well received. It's quite clear there's a lot of excitement and a lot of high expectations out there in regards to this project. Needless to say, you guys went absolutely crazy in the comments section and I love it. For those who are new or relatively new to Shokuho, I highly recommend you to check out my previous video if you want a more in-depth introduction / coverage on the mod, as in today's video we will be checking out a brand new gameplay trailer released by the developers. We're going to break it down and see if there are some things that I haven't talked about yet, or maybe there are some things worth mentioning again. Keep in mind though guys that Shokuho is still a work in progress. This means that everything you see in the video is subject to change and is, in other words, not the final product. With that out of the way, the trailer opens with a cinematic view of the map of Japan. We already saw some sneak peeks of the campaign map before, and I mentioned back then the level of detail the developers put into it, going from the landscape to the rivers, the colors, and it just feels like you've been flung back in time to 16th century Japan. It is just so well done. The scale of the map as well, estimated to be 3 or 4 times bigger than your vanilla Bannerlord campaign map. Insane and really cool, I know. You will be navigating by land and of course by sea, as Japan is an archipelago with 4 main islands. Now I'm going to wait with explaining the naval side of Shokuho till the end of the trailer, because that's when we're shown a nice little gameplay clip. But yes, you will be able to build and manage a fleet of ships, each ship costing you a specific amount of gold and time to build. Don't worry though, if you're poor, you can always take the ferry, though you're still going to have to pay for making the journey. It's the developer's way of having you keep an eye on your overall expenses. This mod adds more depth to the vanilla spending options, which I'll highlight as we go further into the video. In the next clip we are shown something I haven't touched upon in my videos, which is religion. So the developers mention you are able to increase religious favor by donating to the local temple. And I assume once you reach a certain level of influence you get the option to recruit units that are quite unique, like these monks. So I'm not quite sure on the skill level of these guys compared to the normal troops, but I assume their stats will be a little bit better, right? I mean, they're monks, right? I guess they'll do fine on the battlefield. When trading you will find that there are also books and scrolls that you can purchase. In the description, you can make out what skills they will advance, and of course with all books, you will still have to read them before they have an effect on your character, and this will take some time. I think this is pretty neat as it adds more depth and mechanics to the game. You don't have to constantly fight battles to advance your skills, but now you can also prepare yourself by reading these scrolls. Next scene we got another glimpse of a siege before we're shown the officer promotion feature, which allows you to promote certain units into officer companions. The mod, as explained in my previous video as well, adds more depth to vanilla Bannerlord spending options. You're going to have to pay for your troops, of course, their provisions as well as upgrading them, but next to the naval side, this feature adds another cost, as you will now be able to outfit these promoted troops. So when you enter your camp, let's say after a major battle took place, you actually get an option to promote some of the units based off of their experience. The units you select and promote become companions, and what is neat about it is that each of them will have their own unique backstory attached to them, as well as skills and their village of origin. Moving along, we're shown this epic scene of the effect fire arrows can have on structures. I've covered this mechanic already, but in short, your archers, and you yourself, will be able to fire these kind of arrows when you're standing next to or in the vicinity of a brazier. This is a metal container with hot coals in it. You can actually build these both on the defending and attacking side. Firstly, it looks absolutely amazing. Secondly, these arrows can set certain structures, like this tower over here, on fire and over time burn them to the ground. Attackers will likely be building and using these state shields, which will also burn due to the effect of the fire arrows, thus exposing any troops hiding behind them. Naturally, after each major battle, there is bound to be some loot left behind on the battlefield. Whilst in native Bannerlord you are unable to visit the location of a battlefield, you will be able to do so in Shokuho. See, this falls under the post-battle location feature, and I mentioned last time that the way these work reminded me a bit of Rome Total War, where when you fought a major battle and you had like a Pyrrhic victory, at the end of that battle the game would mark that specific battle on the campaign map. When you'd hover over it, you would see the sides that fought against each other, who won, and when that battle took place. Now sadly, Shokuho doesn't go that far into detail, and these locations only spawn on the campaign map when the AI fights major battles against each other, generally at 500 v 500 men minimum. The cool part, however, is that you will be able to enter these locations, which now have lootable positions within them. You won't be alone though. It is fair to say that there are other looters hanging around trying to scavenge whatever is left of value, and they won't be friendly either. Last time we heard about this feature, it was a early work in progress, so they didn't show it on the stream, but now we were able to get a little glimpse of it. As with native Bannerlord, you can also raid, burn and loot enemy villages. The trailer then switches to a few units running across the custom-made battle maps, showing off their armor and their weaponry. The visuals? Just mind-blowing. Every time I see new footage, I'm just stunned. And I keep saying it, but you can feel the passion that has gone into this project. The people that worked on it created these beautiful environments, the vibrant colors, the trees, again the attention to specific details, all adding up to the overall immersion. It's impressive, to say the least. I applaud the developers and the team behind Shokuho for their hard work. You guys had a vision, you approached it with a level of professionalism, you were organized and ambitious, and wow, gorgeous. These next battle scenes I think sum it up. Then here we have a little scene showing off the duel location, which I've tackled already, and then the trailer ends. Or does it? No, it doesn't. They've left us a teaser. We are shown at last some naval gameplay footage. The developers actually showed us ship models in the past, and they mentioned that these are playable, drivable, and fightable, and now we get to see them in action. We witness a ship full of soldiers sailing to what looks like a larger fleet in the distance, possibly confirming that when naval battles take place, multiple ships will be active in battle. I heard in the past that there were plans of you being able to command these ships like you do with sections of an army in a normal Bannerlord battle. You will also be able to fight on the decks of these ships when being boarded or when you are the one boarding. Some of these ships have cannons on board, which you and the AI can use. Yes, you heard me, these cannons aren't purely decorative. You do need multiple guys, a crew essentially, to run these efficiently, as you need someone to rotate, fire and load the cannon. The AI can do all of those tasks. If it's just you, then you're going to have to fill all those roles in yourself, which of course means that it will take you a bit longer. But what a way to end your trailer, am I right? Hey guys, French Monk here from the editing room. Whilst I was working on this video, nearly completed it, I received a message from one of the developers, the project manager in fact, and they sent me some more details in regards to the naval combat of Shokuho, and they wanted me to share this information with you guys, and who am I to deny you some neat mechanics. So the boats are fully controllable by the player and AI, we know this. You will be able to steer with the WASD keys, or your troops can take control and you can give them normal commands such as charge or hold your position. There are no predetermined paths. Path navigator is never used, which basically means that you're free to move forward, backwards, left, right, whichever direction you want. The ships are not attached to any rails, unlike in some of the other mods. Collision is simulated along with collision damage, and ships can sink if they take enough damage. And when it comes to boarding other ships, a boarding state activates when ships are side by side next to each other and not moving. This state lifts when one side wins the fight. So there you go, some bits of information on the mechanics of naval combat. This was me from the editing room, let's head back to the video. If you're someone who enjoyed the Gekokujo mod for Warband, I think it's fair to say we may have a worthy successor here. I'm almost lost for words. I keep going back to, it looks like it can be its own game. Incredible. This project is easily one of the best Mount and Blade mods I've covered on the channel to this day. Though the other teams looking to surpass this level of detail, the implementation of new mechanics and the overall passion that went into this particular mod, they will have quite the work cut out for them, that's for sure. Anyways, that is all from me. I hope you enjoyed my little breakdown of the trailer. I will be keeping subscribers of this channel up to date on the progress of Shokuho, so if that is something that you look forward to, then don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more. I also cover a variety of other games and mods which may interest you in staying around just a little longer. I also highly recommend you to check out the Shokuho trailer yourself, give the developers a like, and follow them and their journey on their Discord server, the link of which can be found in the video description down below. And that having said, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care everyone.